Okay. Give me. So you can create an object like this. First you have to create the reference variable, declare the reference variable, student X. Okay. Now after that you have to assign the address of the new object, address of the object created to this X. So X is a reference variable and we will now store in X the address of the new object. So class name is student. So student, new student function. Now you have created the object and you have assigned the address. Now listen. So now this X, whether it is an instance of the student class or not, we will check. So for that, the command will be if X instance of student. If X instance of student, you can say system.out.println. You can print yes. Yes will be printed because the X is instance of student, so yes will be printed. Now, so that is all about instance of operator. But if you check, suppose any other like suppose another class is there, teacher T. So T is an instance of student will give you false. T instance of student will give you false. Okay. Only student class objects you will test with this, then you will get true. Now you have another thing, that is operator precedence. As you know, in lower classes, BODMAS rule, that is BODMAS, B for bracket. Okay. So first thing is taken care of, that is bracket. But here we have more operators. See the table. First we should have dot. Dot is not mentioned here. You can write dot. Period. First. Yes. Sorry, dot has not. Dot will be at. Yes. So first is parenthesis, then dot, then square bracket. First parenthesis, then dot, then square bracket. It is right to left. It is written left to right. So it should be right to left. Associativity is right to left. Right to left means if these three are there in one expression, let us tell in one expression, like you have plus, minus, division, multiplication, like that. So suppose in the one expression you have all this, square bracket you have, that is a part of array, square bracket. Then this parentheses are there, parentheses, then dot. Okay, dot may be there. So in that case, first it will be parentheses, next it will be dot, next it will be square bracket. So associativity is right to left. Now, these are the operators you see. There are some unary operators like plus plus, minus minus. This is negation. Exclamation sign is for negation. And this tilde mark, you see tilde mark is for complement. So it can complement a number and find another number. Instance of, just now we have seen. So these are also right to left. So first instance of, then you have this tilde, this complement operator, then negation operator, then minus, then plus plus. Then you have new. Okay, in the third line you have new and another type expression, that is typecasting. Typecasting. You have seen how we can change from a float to integer. Integer to float changing is very easy, but float to integer you need typecasting. Okay. So next, in the fourth line, you see, you have some arithmetic operators like multiplication, asterisk, division operator, that is plus, and modulo operator, that is percentage. Okay. They are left to right. This plus minus in the fifth line, that is also left to right. That is left to right. That is left to right, okay? Then you have in the sixth line you see left shift operator, right shift operator, and unsigned right shift. Okay, three are there. Double less than, double greater than, and triple greater than. Triple greater than is for unsigned right shift. Now you have in the seventh line you see you have some relational operators. Less than, greater than, less than equal to, greater than equal to. Now in the next line, eighth line, you have that is equality operator, equal. Then not equal, inequality operator, not equal to operator. Okay, question mark equal. Now you have next. Next you have ampersand. Next you have exclusive OR. Exclusive OR is this caret sign. Exclusive operator is caret sign. And next you have OR operator. That is that bar sign. Okay. So in the ninth row you have ampersand. Then in 10th row you have this exclusive OR operator, that is caret, and in the 11th line you have bar, that is OR operator. Okay. As you know, this ampersand is for bitwise operators. If two numbers are there, their bits will be, okay, their bits will be, and you can tell ANDed. Okay, or the bit will be, okay, will do, and that is called ANDing of bits. Okay, bit by bit. Now this character, that is also exclusive OR of the respective bits, and OR also can be used for bit operation. And when there are relational expression between means this ampersand, caret and OR are kept between relational expression, they will be used as logical operator. They will be used as logical operator. You have now double ampersand, double bar. Okay, but these two are called what? Double ampersand and double bar. They are also logical operators. Okay. Anybody can tell what are they called? Short circuit, yes. Short circuit logical operators. Short circuit, double ampersand and a double bar, or and or. Short circuit, we had seen before how, see, if you have double ampersand, if relational expression in the left is false, then it is not testing the right side relational expression. It is not testing the right side relational expression. But if it is true, left side is relational expression is true, then only it is coming to the right side and testing whether the right side relational expression is true or false. True or false. If it is true, whole expression is in true. Yes or no? Left is true, right is true. So whole expression is in true. But if left is true and the right is false, whole expression is in false. Now come to this OR operator, double bar. That is also short circuit. If it is true in the left side, it is not going to the right side. Only when it is false, it is coming to the right side relational expression and checking whether false or true. As you know, in case of OR, okay, false is false, true, true, false, true. Now, so 12th line is AND, double and 13th line is double bar, that is OR. Now 14th line is conditional operator. That you can tell shorthand for if then else. If then else. That also we have discussed before. Okay. A greater than B, question mark, 5, 6. So when A greater than B is true, answer is 5. If false, answer is 6. Now 15th row, you see all the assignment operators are there. All the assignment operators right to left. That means first is right shift, unsigned right shift. Unsigned right shift equal to next right shift equal to next left shift equal to then bitwise or equal to bitwise and equal to exclusive or equal to bitwise exclusive or equal to modulo equal to plus equal to means division equal to asterisk equal to means multiplication equal to minus equal to plus equal to and last one is equal to. Okay. So that is all about different operators. Next we have operator associativity. We have seen that if same plus sign, same plus sign or same minus sign, they are in a expression. Okay, plus 5 plus 3 plus 2. So let us think which one will be done first, whether the first plus or second plus. Okay, that is first plus because associativity is left to right. For plus or minus, the associativity is the left to right. So the first plus will do first. 8, I plus 8, then plus 2, 10. If plus and minus are mixed in an expression, then also it is also left to right. Which one is first? That will be done first, then the next one. That is all associativity, all about associativity. Now you have expression. Expression is nothing but a mixture of variables and operators, variable, constants and operators. You have arithmetic expressions. Arithmetic expressions can be pure expressions or mixed expressions. Pure expression means all the constants or variables in the expressions are of same type. They are of same type. But if mixture is there, means you have varieties of variables and the constants like float, integer, double, all mixed up. Then it is mixed expression. Then you have real expressions. Real expressions, these are, so you have in the arithmetic expression, you can have integer expression, real expression. Actually, integer expression is that where everything is either integer constant or integer variable. Okay. No transformation takes place in that expression. Simply all are integers. But if you have integer and a real, then all the integers will become real. Integer will become float. Okay, it will become double. Like suppose I have an expression I plus s. I plus s. So I is an integer and f is the float, that is a real. Now first it will be converted to float by the compiler. Okay, that is converted to float. Then it will be added with the float variable f. So it can be done easily because we can, the compiler can do it easily because the upper transformation is very easy. That is called coercion. Okay. Coercion, you have no typecasting. Another thing is the implicit typecasting and the explicit typecasting. So implicit typecasting, that means from integer to float, is done by the compiler for you. That is called the coercion or implicit typecasting. When you are demoting, that means from float to integer, you are doing yourself. You are writing that typecasting operator. That is explicit operator. Now you have okay. Now see, not only your math, any expression can have variable and constants. It may also have some methods. Inside the expression, you can have some methods. Like, you may be using some library method or user-defined method. That method you have used. Your method may be giving some value to you. Okay, and that value you can use in your expression. Okay. Like, I can write 5 plus 4 minus 2 plus math dot sqrt bracketed 25. SQRT is for what? Square root. SQRT is a method in the math class. SQRT is a method in the math class and it is used with the math class. You see, math.sqrt. So it is a class method, it is a static method in the math class, which is used now in the math class, and the argument is 25. So the total result of this method is 5. Square root of 25. Okay. So now in a 25 square root is how much? 5. No, I am telling this 0.0. Okay. 25.0. 25.0 below. Now this expression is not limited to variable and constants. Now you have also functions included. Okay. So the answer will be now 5 plus 4 minus 2 plus 5. Okay. So you can have methods included in your used in your expression. So you see, we have used the math class. So let us see what are other methods in the math class. Okay, sine, cos, tan, sine, a cos, a tan 2, EOW, EXP, log, SQRT, CIL, okay, floor, RINT, APS, max, min. So let me ask you, how many methods do you know of these? Of these methods, you know how many? Sine. This is sine. It can give you the sine value. You are writing sine 30. How much in your trigonometry? 1 by 2. That means 0.5. Here, when you give suppose A is equal to 30, angle is equal to 30. Now, this 30. You want to find the sine of it. So, you have to, that is a method of the math class. So, math dot sine. It is small or big? Small. Math dot sine bracketed A. But you cannot put this A directly here because this math dot sine function is expecting from you, okay, radian values of the angle. Radian values of the angle. Okay. See, there is a conversion. 180 degree equal to pi radian. Pi means 22 by 7 radian. Now, 1 degree will be how much? 22 by 7 into 1 by 180. 30 degree, how much? I can tell 30 degree. Instead of 30 degree, I can tell A. A degree, how much? So 22 by A, sorry, 22A, 22 into A by 7 into 180. So you should put that one here. 22 into A, 4 by, okay, bracketed 7 into 180. So if you give this and if you get the value in a double variable suppose D. D is storing the value of this math.sine method. Now you can print system.out.println D, you will get 0.5. 0.5 which is equal to 1 by 2. Okay. Now you can use this cos x function, tan method, S sign for getting the angle, not getting the value. Okay. Rather you will supply value and get the angle. So that we can use math dot assign D. Assign D. see, map dot assign D. D was our result last time. So map dot assign D can give you a value double, let us say it is T. So system dot out dot println E will give you what? The value of 22 into A whole by 7 into 180 bracketed. Okay. So 22 into A whole by 7 into 180 whole. Okay. That value will get as the value of E. So A cos will give you the angle value in radian. A tan will give you the angle value in radian also. Now A tan 2, another person. So here actually we have, see, 0.5. We have understood it like that it is our 1 by 2. 0.5, whatever we get in D, we have understood it like that is our 1 by 2, which was sin 30. Yes or no? So this A tan, like, see, tan 45 is equal to 1. Okay, tan 30 will be how much? Tan 30 is how much? Tan 45? 1. Tan 60? Root 3. So root 3, see, when we have root 3, these are two terms, root 3 denominator and a numerator root 3 and a denominator is 1. So 1 by root 3, yes, numerator 1 and a denominator root 3. So those things also we can give instead of calculating. Okay, we can give this numerator and denominator 1, root 3. For root 3 we can give what? 1.732. We can apply these values to a tan method. Okay, and get the result. A tan 2 method. Now, POW, all are aware of this POW. POW can give you power. Okay, that means x raised to the power x raised to y. Math.pow POW bracketed x comma y, x raised to the power y. EXP function gives you e to the power something. E means 2.70. E means 2.70 is a constant. It is approximately 2.70. Okay. So that value to the power something is given by this. Log x will give you the logarithm of x. But it is natural logarithm. Square root we have discussed already in our expression. Still means you will always get the upper part. Suppose math dot still CEIL math dot CEIL. If you have 3.01 also, you will get 4. Upper part. 0, 1 also you will get 4. That is the upper part. Floor will give you 3. Floor method will give you 3. RINT will round it. Okay. Sorry, not rounding it, truncated. Only giving the integer part. APS method will give you. Okay, then we will discuss the rest, whatever is there. Next one.